So what you're looking at right now, what we heard about 15 minutes ago was that troopers immediately gave them a dispersal order. Obviously, this is in the middle of the highway. This is not legal. This should not be happening on a highway. Protests are good, but it shouldn't ever happen on the highway because there's a safety issue here, not to mention that this is causing major gridlock. Take a look at that.
As you can see, all the cars, red lights, nobody's moving at all. And downtown Seattle, it looks like our video is going in and out there, but as you can see, nobody's making any movements at all. I know a lot of folks are probably heading north to go to the Huskies football game a little bit later today. So again, gonna have to make some other plans. You can see all the law enforcement have everything blocked off and nobody is able to move anywhere as of right now.
And so many of you are watching this wondering how will this play out? This is going to impact many people trying to get to places. Again, this is a major thoroughfare, I-5 North. This is near Mercer Street. Already a busy Friday evening commute to begin with a lot of events happening in Seattle.
Not to mention the weather, and then we got the football game as well. Now, we did get a chance to speak with Trooper Rick Johnson from the Washington State Patrol. He told us that I-5 near Mercer was shut down because of some type of protest. He said that they have given the dispersal order because, again, this was not a legal protest. You're not allowed to shut down a major expressway to express whatever protest you would like to. And again, he said right now their dispersal order had not been responded to, but as you can see on your screen right now, several law enforcement are in the area looking like they are taking control of this situation right on I-5 northbound.
Yeah, this is a massive response, obviously. So let's get an aerial view of what it looks like right now. You see cars going nowhere right now, and you see those flags on top of those cars. So this was a planned event by these protesters who met up and decided to do this. They have the Tigray flag there on their cars. Again, Tigray is a region in northern Ethiopia, and they are protesting genocide and a recent truce deal in that country right now. They're upset about it. They're obviously trying to bring attention to it, and it's working because here we are talking about this. It is causing massive backups for many people in Western Washington right now.
We can see that this was planned as of 11:30 this morning. We did get something sent into our newsroom where it says Friday marks 2 years since the start of the genocidal war on Tigray to join us in a protest against the Ethiopian and Eritrean regimes responsible for the world's deadliest conflict. And this flyer that I'm reading from is the exact flag that you can see on several of the cars in the red and yellow on your screen right now. So again, looks like this group planned this to join around 11:30 a.m. Earlier this morning, as you can see. But right now, I-5 northbound has been blocked since about 2:30 or so. As you can see, several law enforcement are in the area trying to regain control of the situation to eventually allow folks to get on with their Friday and get to where they need to go.
So what I'm looking at right now is you see some movement there. You see some cars, one or two that have left, but as of right now, it still looks like a very active situation. We were hearing from one of our crews on the scene there getting the shot. They were telling us that they saw some people possibly getting arrested. We don't know if that is happening on a widespread level right now. Obviously, you see protesters there just walking around in the highway, so not all of them have been arrested, and you still see those cars, but you do see some movement, Brian, that we haven't seen in the last 20 minutes or so.
And this is around the area of Mercer. Now, this backup goes about 4 miles back from about downtown Seattle. So again, if you're coming from south, from Tacoma, maybe making your way north, again, this backup goes about 4 miles. So there is a lot of traffic where you're not going to be able to get where you're going due to this protest. We can even see some of the cars there that looks like were probably involved in this protest are moving as well. Not sure where they're being moved to at this point, but it does look like things are getting ready to at least start moving along as well.
We did talk to a protester a short time ago. Let's play that sound and let's listen into that.
The reason why we're doing it is our families are being bombed. Our families, we haven't talked to them over 2 years, and we needed people to do what they needed to do to cover the media, and so we're out here to get coverage.
So you hear right there, protester named Helen talking about why they're there.
Why they gathered on this Friday afternoon and decided to, again, go against rules. Again, this is not a legal protest by any means of the matter. You are not allowed to block off a major expressway like this, but this is what they decided to do to get their message out on this Friday.
So let's look live now and what
Looks
is
like
going
some regular
on.
cars are starting to circle through. We don't see any flags on these cars that it looks like that are making their way north a little bit. So maybe that could be a sign of things to come for sure. Now, we did just a couple of minutes ago, we saw a couple of the cars that did have that red and yellow flag making their way through the blocked off area. So we will wait and see what else is going to happen. And it does look like WashDOT has the situation under control. As we're panning down, you can see these are the red and yellow flags that we were referring to. You just saw on that truck there, and then another blue sedan as well.
So you see right there, it looks like a lot of people are dispersing from that. Maybe this is a good sign that this is going to be over sooner than later. Hopefully that is the goal, because this is shutting down all of I-5 North. You have miles and miles of backup right now, people trying to get to where they're going, but they can't because of this. But we have seen a couple of cars that are driving away from that. So maybe that means that there is some progress there. Maybe troopers are saying that, hey, we're going to arrest you because at this point, it's been an hour now. They've told them in the beginning, you need to disperse. They have not listened. So here we are at this point.
As you can see right here, all the backup, it goes about 4 miles south of downtown. So again, I-5 northbound is completely shut down right around Mercer. And from there back about 4 miles or so, you can see all the red lights. There's not even any rooms on either sideways for people to get through. Let's read this tweet right now. From WS.traffic. It says, due to activity on northbound I-5 in Seattle, please avoid the area and use/expect extra congestion on alternate routes. All northbound lanes in downtown are now closed, and the westbound I-90 off-ramp to northbound I-5 is also closed. Please follow WSPD2PIO for updates.
Right, and today has definitely been an active one. I mean, we had really windy conditions. Weather was an issue to begin with on the roadway. Now you've got this protest, and as Brian mentioned, you know, we're going to have a Huskies game starting at 7:30
against Oregon State.
Right, and you're going to have a lot of people funneling into Seattle trying to get to that game.
This is like the time, you know, people would want to be going to get their tailgating and start getting ready to enjoy the game or wherever else they might be heading on this Friday evening. But again, if those plans included traveling along I-5 northbound, those plans are definitely going to be interrupted due to this protest that started about an hour or so ago. We're told around 2:30 or so. So again, they're protesting a war in Ethiopia. That is what we're being told so far. As you can see with these red and yellow flags, we've seen at least, a dozen or so cars or so kind of come through. And those are the cars that made their statement this afternoon on I-5.
All right, so we're going to go to Rick Johnson now with Washington State Patrol. He is in the thick of things right now. He knows what's going on. Trooper Johnson, can you hear us? Trooper Johnson, can you hear us? Are you there?
I am. I can hear you just fine.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. I wanted to start off with, so we are seeing the live pictures going on right now. You are making some progress, so tell us what's going on.
Well, I think like it was stated, it was about an hour ago, and, you know, vehicles blocked, you know, all of the freeway, northbound I-5. And we activated a lot of resources and also gave a dispersal order, which we hope is something that is going to, you know, bring this to the solution to get the freeway back open. So right now, I know we have a lot of resources there, and I think things are starting to look better, but I don't have the most updated information. I'm sure if you can see it on the cameras, you probably can see better than I can right now, because I had to step away from my computer to watch it to do this interview.
Right. What we do see is that there is one lane that they're letting traffic pass through. So it looks like most of the lanes are still shut down, but we also see those protesters, those cars with the flag on top of them, they're also driving by. So does that mean that they're leaving the scene, or what do you understand about that?
Well, that's our hope. I believe that we're starting to loosen this up. You know, there's a lot of people stuck in the backup, and we want to get those people through the area. And one of the reasons why westbound 90 to northbound 5 was shut down is because we don't want any more people to be stuck in that northbound, depending on how long this event was going to go. So we're hoping that this is going to end shortly. And as we know, and I heard you mentioned that there's a Husky game tonight, so we want to get this freeway back open so we can get traffic moving again.